it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, what's going on here? Well, hey, we got a little, there we go. I got some new buttons, man. I got some new buttons going on here. Check out my new caster here. And sorry, I'm a little late. Couldn't help it. Turn this thing off over here. 1 second. All right. Sorry, little feedback there, and turn something off here. So we're here today. Just kind of flash podcast, figured I'd come on here and talk about a few things. And one of the things I want to talk about is friends and bad associates, right? Sometimes we take on people and have good intentions, very good intentions, and then we find out that it's just associates. In some cases, they become bad associates. And I bring this up because I tried to talk to a friend of mine, just basically kind of telling him that I don't want to be your friend. It just may be an associate with you. Just kind of go on your daily grind and just kind of basically hi and goodbye, how you doing, all right, have a good day, stuff like that. That's an association. They see each other every day. That's basically, some people, that's all they can have in their lives, because things are just not, it's not meant for some people to have friends. They just should remain in a very small circle, and that's about it. So, but welcome to today's episode. We're going to dive into the world of friendships, and we all been there. We're all invested in friendships and relationships that feel empty, draining, even toxic. But how do we recognize the difference between shallow friendships and bad associates? All right, so let's explore some of the red flags, right? The red flags you should see. Feel free to comment on Facebook Live, YouTube. Feel free to comment, and I would definitely address it when I can. So I'm going to discuss some ways to cultivate a healthier relationship, right? Shallow friendships lack depth, emotional kind of loyalty, commitment. They lack that. So those are some of the things you should see, right off the bat. Or if you're analyzing a friendship, just look for those things where you're lacking. What are the reasons that you may be feeling that you need to evaluate something, right? Sometimes it's limited shared experiences, right? Someone kind of dominates the friendship. Just self-serving, maybe. That's a one red flag you should look for. And either kind of express, that you need a friend to hear you too, also listen to you. Sometimes you need to kind of stop someone in their tracks and do that. So, have you ever felt like you're going through some emotion with someone that stress, kind of dealing with a stressful situation or stressful situations or issues one after another? Um, and that may kind of dwindle down and kind of take over your life a little bit, where you're stressed out over something, that someone else is bringing into your life. But as a good friend, you kind of welcome, welcome things like that. You welcome support from friends, so you can get your friend out of a situation. But there are times that it gets to be a burdening and or overwhelming, because you're dealing with situations from someone else or over someone else, instead of dealing with your own maybe issues, or you may not have any issues. The only issues you have is due to a friend of yours. Let's see. Yeah, because over the years we have a tendency to latch on to people, right? Latch on to them based on um, mutual friendships, and sometimes it's not always the best thing. I remember that situation. My notes a little bit differently on the podcast, so I'm not reaching over the camera, right? So over the years, I've built up a great number of friendships that are very, very loyal. And there's some I had to just basically just kind of leave alone, step away from, right? What are your red flags? What are the red flags that you think that's going on, or that someone should watch out for? Down a little bit. Um, you know, most I said, if I consider you a friend, that's a worthwhile situation. It's worthwhile. I'll deal with anything that you're going through, uh, only because I really want you in my life. So, what are your red flags for a bad friend, a bad friendship? Sometimes friendships are just not compatible. All right. The Let me just talk about a few other things. Um, I just recently teamed up with Frequency Live. Frequency Live is a podcast that was the Wind Down podcast, and then went to uh, Productions and Frequency Live. And that's on Sundays, uh, 7 o'clock, 7 to 9 p.m. Sunday Eastern Time. I team up with Berkel Carter, Jetson, J Lock, Big Lock, Edmund Ray, and myself. So we've been we just had our first show, and it was real interesting. A lot of viewers on that show. A lot of people kind of tuned in. So every Sunday, just come on, tune in. We're all a team. We're all trying to make this happen. And I think that Frequency Live is just getting ready to move several steps forward. Some of the things that we'll be talking about. this week we had the presidential debate, um, and I don't like getting involved in politics as much as I used to, only because it's always a heated discussion, a heated situation. People are at odds. There's so much division. So most of the time, I try to avoid it. Stay, don't make any comments really about it, because it's just burned energy. I can use my energy on other things like creating a podcast or hanging out with friends or family. Instead of going into a heated debate, it just can be exhausting after a while. So we had the debate. Um, we also want to go out and want to give a shout out to the Haitian population in New Bedford, Massachusetts. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Getting so much criticism, unjustifiable criticism nationwide. I just want to tell you that I welcome you to the New Bedford community. Some things that you're doing, quite a few colleagues that I have that work with me, very hardworking, show up to work every day, do the right thing. And also, there's some businesses being opened by the Asian community. So keep it up, and you're only going to make our community that much stronger. I appreciate you. So, right. This episode is we're talking about friends and bad associates, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this little cursor over here a little bit closer to me, because I had some notes that I copied and pasted, and it'd be better for me to just kind of look down and read it for you. I have some friends of mine that are going through some dear stuff, crisis within their family. So, and I try to be there. I try to make sure that I'm there. Then I have some friends that are kind of on the good side of life and doing some amazing things. And, being an artist, writing a book, opening a business, and just doing or starting a new job. There's so many different things. So I try to be there for them. And they are there for me, no doubt. I got proof in my phone that my friends are truly, truly amazing, amazing friends. So, all right, let's go. So shallow friendships lack emotional intimacy, genuine connection. They might look for fine on the surface, but leave you feeling unfulfilled. And common characteristics include limited shared experiences, lack of emotional support, and superficial conversations. Like, have you ever felt like you were just going through the emotions or going through the emotions with someone, right? Just kind of tagging along. Um, that's it's not something that's good. It's a waste of time, right? Move on, right? Or talk about it and kind of hatch it out. Heal your friendship. Some of the red flags beyond shallow friendships, some of the relationships exhibit toxic behaviors, cautious of self-centeredness, toxic communication, disrespectful boundaries, emotional unavailability, manipulation, lack of accountability, um, competition, gossip, and negativity. Also, inconsistency, disregard for values, your values, their values, right? Share your experiences with toxic friendships. How um, do you address the issues and move on? You got to communicate, have those uncomfortable conversations, and but respectful conversations and talk about situations. so you can either continue the friendship or move on. Right? Meaningful friendship. So what makes it? What do you want to look for? Emotional intimacy, shared values, active listening, supportive interactions, healthy conflict resolutions. Right? I look for those things. Invest in your relationship that uplifts and supports you. Prioritize self care and surround yourself with people who are genuinely caring. Right? Genuinely care for you. See it, feel it. But you're not always reaching out, but they're reaching out to you, or they're asking questions, or see you. Where some people kind of read they reveal their emotion right on their face, their body language, and your friend kind of points that out. That's a good friend, very. So we recognize all these shallow friendships, toxic relationships, and so now we want to cultivate and make healthier connections. Remember, you deserve meaningful relationships that nourish your mind, heart, and soul. Share your thoughts and experience with us on social media. Right? Share a comment on here. Put a comment in this on my pages. That's Really Charlie Podcast, Frequency Live, um, WNB1 Radio. Share a comment, share it. So it may be a topic that someone might want to pick up, whether it's one of the podcasts or um, even just a topic before opening up a roll playlist by one of the DJs. They just might want to talk about something. So that's what I basically want you to do, is join the conversation, share your stories, ask questions, offer advice in the comment section, right? Do all that. When you show someone, tell someone the red flags of a relationship and how do you heal or how do you kind of change those flags to be a good flag, right? You know, what's a good color? Blue. I guess blue would be a good color. Orange, orange is a nice bright color. But when you see those red flags, you want to change it. No matter what. So tomorrow we will be on Frequency Live, right? It's always a great conversation, upbeat conversation, many, many topics. So, there's some issues that we're going to talk about, some subjects we haven't hashed it out. Um, there's sports issues, there's political issues, there's relationship issues. There's so many different things that I know we're going to talk about. Um, and I'll be there. Come on, join me, follow me. Uh, that will be right here on Facebook Live and also on WNB1.com. Stream the radio station. You can hear us on the radio. But if you want that video and visual, if you want that, you just come on Facebook Live and check us out. Right? We do have a YouTube channel for Frequency Live, but I don't know if that's going to be live podcast. That hasn't been decided yet. But most of the time, all the time, we are on Facebook Live. So interact with us. Join us. All right, everyone. Love you dearly. Maintain those friendships and get away from the bad ones. Right? Get away from the bad ones and start all over if it can't work. All right. I will see you later. I just wanted to come on here. It's getting a little hot up here on the top floor. So I'm going to end this podcast with my favorite song by Lionel Peter Walker. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Frequency Live. Take care. Please like and subscribe to those channels on Instagram, Facebook, to like and subscribe. We really, truly, truly appreciate it. All right, take care. Have a great weekend.
It's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast. Grab a chair, fill your glass.